Do banks buy life insurance? This is a question that there are many answers to online, and as it turns out, it's very simple to definitively answer using publicly available data. So, let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to Perfect Spiral Capital. My name is Luke Tatum. I'm an authorized infinite banking concept practitioner, and today I'd like to tackle the issue of whether or not large commercial banks in the United States buy life insurance. Sometimes you'll see people claim that this is ridiculous. Why would they do that? The rate of return on life insurance is ridiculously low. It's a terrible investment. It's a terrible idea, etc., etc. Today, I'd like to simply look at the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, and their website, which houses financial statements for all U.S. banks, and see if it's true or not. Let's do that together. Here we go. Okay, so here we are on the FDIC's website. Now, this is a public website. It's a .gov website, and we'll, of course, have a link to it in the description box below the video. But this is just fdic.gov. And from here, we're going to navigate into some submenus, but we'll also provide a link to where we're going if you don't want to click through these same steps. So here's the FDIC website. See, we've got a timeline on the agency's history, etc., etc. We're going to go into Resources, and we're going to go into Consumer Resource Center. This will load in, and you can find out how to be protected from financial harm, all those wonderful things. Hashtag get banked, etc. We're looking for BankFind. Locate FDIC-insured banking institutions. Okay, clicking into the BankFind tool, you can see it's got some nice stats and summaries here. I actually prefer, unless you're looking for a specific bank, you can, of course, use the search function over on the left-hand side. But I'm going to go to the BankFind Suite Home using this button, and then run financial reports by institution. This is just my preferred way to do this. By the way, I also outline all of these steps in my Amazon best-selling book, Between the Lies. It's printed in there if you prefer a print version of the instructions. All right, so you can see this is the BankFind suite, and we're going to look at all kinds of things on these reports. You can see that numbers have additional zeros that are not shown to make the reports a manageable size. So total assets in thousands of US dollars. So that means that State Street Bank and Trust Company does not have $333 million in assets. They have $333 billion of assets. All right, let's click in to them. And what we're going to do is select a report type. What I'm interested in for the purposes of answering this question is the Assets, Liabilities, and Capital report. We'll get their most recent data, which is Q1 2024, and we'll generate the report. This has actually been enhanced in the last year or so, and it's actually a lot easier to navigate now. But you can see that there's a lot of different categories, and things will be summarized over on the right-hand side. So if you want to expand all this out, there's quite a bit. Unfortunately, there's no way to sort every single, there's no way to expand every single category all with one click. So you would have to go out here and click every single button if you wanted to see every single aspect. And so all of those clicks, all of those things, that's just in sections 1, 2, and 3, total assets. We're going to look at total liabilities and capital, which is section 4. And again, there's many, many things. You'll note that deposits are a liability for a bank because you may withdraw your deposits, and that is a risk. If everyone pulls their money out, the bank goes out of business. It's a liability for the bank. And so they have quite a lot in liabilities, $307 billion in liabilities. But we're specifically looking at memoranda assets, liabilities, and equity. And then you'll note there is actually a category specifically for life insurance. Imagine that. Life insurance assets. It's broken down into 3 categories, but let's just look at the total. $3 billion, close to $4 billion of life insurance assets that this bank holds. So if the question is, do major banks such as State Street Bank and Trust Company have life insurance assets? Yes, they absolutely do. And it's right there. You can run the report yourself. Okay, what about another bank? I've gone ahead and pulled up some other institutions, major names that you'll recognize before we started recording. How about JP Morgan Chase? Well, wouldn't you know it? $12.465 billion of life insurance assets. But I'm sure that they think that's a terrible place to put money. That's why they have so much there. Oh, let's try PNC Bank. Life insurance assets. Wouldn't you know it? $11 billion. Wells Fargo, life insurance assets, $18 billion. Bank of America, who I love to pick on, life insurance assets, $24 billion. Do you think that they're doing that just because they don't know what else to do with their money? No, they're doing it because life insurance companies are 100% reserve institutions. They cannot create money out of thin air like the banks can. They actually have all the money all the time, unlike banks do. So when you're talking about the foundation of the financial system in the United States and in other countries, I'm telling you, it's right here. Life insurance assets. That money is actually there. Life insurance companies are non-inflationary. They don't create money out of thin air. So there you have it. That was a pretty easy answer to find, right? It's on a .gov website. It's very easy to locate. It's not hidden in tons and tons of submenus. It's a couple of clicks in to the FDIC.gov website. And so it baffles me a little bit that this is such a debated topic. Do banks do infinite banking? Yes, of course they do. Yes. They have billions of dollars of life insurance assets at any given time. And if you go to get, say, an auto loan or another type of loan, in some cases, it's literally true that the finance company or bank is taking a policy loan from the life insurance company, marking it up, and then re-lending those funds to you, the consumer. And so when you make your debt payment, you're literally repaying their life insurance policy loan. That's not true in every case, but it's definitely true in some cases. And they couldn't do that if they didn't have large, well-capitalized, infinite banking style life insurance policies. As a matter of fact, if you study life insurance and you've been in the life insurance world for a while, you'll see there's an entire category specially identified with its own designation for these policies. It's called BOLI, Bank Owned Life Insurance. Why would that be a thing? if it didn't exist? I think the question answers itself. This is just one of those things that I love to get into because it's so blatantly obvious what the answer is. Yes, banks have lots of money in life insurance. You can make your own conclusions about why they do that, but the facts speak for themselves to a large extent. I hope you found this video helpful. If you would like to do what the big banks are doing and have done for decades, reach out. You can learn a lot more about this in my book, Between the Lies: How to Reclaim Your Future from the Banks and Wall Street. And of course, we're happy to speak to you one-to-one. You can find our booking link below and schedule a free consultation to discuss how infinite banking can be used in your own life to improve your financial situation. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Thank you.